Truth be told, the Revolutionary Kid is back outside, radio shit. Stay tuned. They thought it was a motherfucking game. Dear Lord, they called on the graveyard boy. SCXAR's back.
Me too.
Theo, what up? I'm back outside with it. Theo gave it okay. Grandma Lee, I miss you. Alex, I love you. Stay strong. So, what's going down right now? What did you have on the card, sir? Can you read that to me?
Why'd you pull me over?
Okay. What else?
Why'd you pull me over?
I'm not discussing my day.
I'm not discussing my day. Why'd you pull me over?
Am I free to go or am I being detained? If detained, invoke the fifth and you shut the fuck up.
You shut the fuck up.
Co-signed by Surgeon General Lucy Liu.
You'll shut the fuck up.
So read the whole thing to me right now. Go ahead.
Fucking hard for you, yeah.
No, you always fucking talking all the time with you.
So read the whole thing.
Listen, am I being detained? Why did you pull me over? Okay, wait. Why did you pull me over first?
Yeah.
And then I'm not discussing my day. Not discussing my day.
Yep. Then what else?
Hey, I'm not discussing my day.
What else?
Am I being detained? Or am I free to go?
Okay. What else?
Am I being detained or am I free to go?
Oh, this is that one thing. Yeah.
What else?
I invoked the fifth, but I don't need to say all that. It said it pleads the fifth. Shut the fuck up. You don't say a fucking word. You don't say a fucking word.
They ain't ready for the motherfucker SCXAR law. You know what time it is, Millie. I love you. Alex, I love you. Theo, what up? Grandma Lee, what up?
She said shout out to Surgeon General. That's me. That's how you get a song played.
One real big coincidence. And then in meeting you, not meeting you, but seeing you, I just told Serge this the other day. I was like, I'm pretty sure I just saw Clay. I'm like 100,000% sure that was Clay going into a shop where I was just leaving out of over up in Spring Hill. So, what had come across you? My Facebook has finally come up. I haven't been on Facebook or any social media or anything since this social distancing.
Facts.
I figured. I didn't have it before. We didn't really have it or rely on it before. And what better way to really just do it than just really focus on that social distancing.
Thanks.
So when I got back on there, I got my Facebooks back up, and today was my show. I was thinking, gosh, like, what am I gonna do? What's gonna be great for bringing topics to the table that aren't so negative and that everybody's not so focused on, but at the same time touch a little basis on what's going on. So in a way, we are going to touch on the situation, but more so what it's done and what you're about to do, what we're all trying to do after. You know, how
Thanks.
are we moving forward? So I reached out to you today, and I saw your post, and so I had reached out to you today, and luckily, you know, we were able to make the interview happen. So
I'm just thankful. Yeah. No. You know what's crazy is I'm sitting in the studio, right, and I'm telling all the homies, like, previous, you know, everything that's happening, telling them, like, bro, what are we gonna do? Like, everybody's tripping because we're always at the club. We're always at, shout out to Tanger. Shout out to my homies at Tanger, you know what I'm saying? We're always at the clubs, and we're, you know what I'm saying, outside shooting music videos and just doing things that, you know, we call stealing from the night, which is just basically like going out with the homies, taking videos. Shout out to Trill, shout out to Sean. Just going out and shooting videos, visuals. And so they're like bugging, like, what are we doing? So in creating SCXAR, was giving kind of like my homies more something to listen to, like, you know, because they were kind of pissed, like, they know what to do. Like me, I'm in a recording studio, so, you know,
So was this during the whole, we know,
yeah, SCXAR came about
during.
during. I figured, you know what, the world's ready for SCXAR. I said that I had SCXAR in the bag. If you watch the previous interviews that I was on, with Serge, we talked about dibble and dabbling. You know what I'm saying? Other names. I just felt like the world was ready for SCXAR. You know, because of what everybody's going through. You know what I mean?
I do feel that it's a rebirth. I just got that tattoo for Christmas with my best friend. Rebirth, realignment, you know, change. I think this is what really, I feel that this is what this situation is about. It's more of almost like a cleansing.
Yeah, there's some, you know what I'm saying? I will definitely show him our interview with this, because I'm trying to get this on deck. I'm going to be working with him in order to get the song that we have together, which is the Shut the Fuck Up record, and getting compliant for, getting compliant for anything that you have to do with, you know what I'm saying, marijuana products across the world. So shout out to the Pop Brothers at Law. Make sure you know the script, the 25 words. I'm just going to read my 25 words off because I think it's a time for that. I think that everybody needs to know what to do with this, because I think that 60-day rule and everything that's going on, I think there's a lot of stuff going on. It says, no, you're good. It says the script. It says, why did you pull me over? It said, I'm not discussing my day. Am I being detained, or am I free to go? If detained, invoke the fifth, and you shut the fuck up. And make sure you wash your hands. Shout out to the Pop Brothers at Law. You know what I'm saying?
Stop licking people or things. You know, wash your hands. If you sneeze, like, cover your face or go on your arm. I don't know. Your body said, put something in your face. So today we have.
What we're doing is we can't give you the basis of what goes into it, because that's the formula.
No,
you know.
That, but just what. Okay, so first of all, do you know the type of strain, like as far as sativa, indica? What are the benefits of this specific edible?
Yeah. Well, what we have is basically what we're using is CBD dominance, as well as no. We're using flowers.
Okay.
Okay, so we use flour we're not using butter. So people complain about the butter and the cholesterol and calories and et cetera, et cetera. So we
what
don't
are
use
you
butter.
using to bind this?
Coconut oil.
Really?
Yes.
Coconut
using
oil, guys.
Coconut oil.
Instead of butter, coconut oil. And you know, coconut oil's got a lot of health benefits to it
a lot of health benefits. These are
delicious.
They are so, I'm sorry, that's so rude. They are so good. Like,
appreciate it.
They're not dry. They're not too dry. They're not too marshmallowy mushy.
Perfect.
Perfect consistency. I like the ratio to the chocolate. That's always perfect. I would love for you to make me a peanut butter one.
Got you. Can definitely advertise the market. So what we're working on right now is a few things that we're working on the market. Is something called
oh wait, hold on, real quick before I smash this whole thing. Should I not?
No, go for it.
Oh, well, I said okay.
Yeah. Woo, that was a lot more powerful than I thought it would be.
9:30, so we'll see in about. Probably take about 30-45 minutes to digest.
Yeah. So shout out to Hemp Dispensary.
I almost lost that. I would have been so sad. Probably cried.
My homies basically they gave me the opportunity of to go out and be my own independent distributor. And I just put the company on my back and said I like what they're doing. I'm gonna go to the West Coast and I'm gonna advertise these edibles for people that are having problems with pain, appetite, inflammation in the body, which is one that is becoming one of my greatest strains. There's just a lot of things that I'm doing medicinally with the product. rather than everybody running around just trying to get high, I took it and I wanted to become compliant. Shout out to my pop brothers at law. Again, plug. You know what I'm saying? Just formulated a plan to be able to become compliant and go to the West Coast, become compliant and be able to have it distributed throughout the world so that it would be compliant enough for the United States government and the agricultural, obviously, that would come into looking into what's being built off the product and et cetera, and looking into what you're doing. You got to be able to be compliant. So compliancy.
Exactly. So does he know what's about to happen with everything going on
Yeah.
now? Is it going to affect your?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. So you have different type of things that are going on. You know, there's people that aren't worried about these low-level parties that are going on and stuff like that. That there's a lot of things going down. Mm-hmm. And within talks of, you know.
Oh, my tongue feels a little numb. That's what's
no, that's not. Has not a side effect.
That would be hilarious.
No. So
I have a lot of allergies too, so I'm like, oh wait a minute, what'd you make of it?
No, you're good. So basically, what we're doing now is the fight is for compliancy. Is how to get compliant to become legal to sell in stores. And that's what my design was, because at first, I'm not going to sit here and try to nonsense. I was attending, you know what I'm saying, low-level parties that we're doing with, you know, just the homies that people are, you know, creating this wave. And there's a few homeboys that I'm not going.
They like to order. So that's the thing. How are you at right now as far as distribution? Do you have a storefront? Or are you just
we're
startup and trying to see where it...
Well, I took it because I just didn't want to be, you know what I'm saying, the kid that does, everybody on the East Coast, they formulate you as looking at like a drug dealer, and you're not. When I'm on the West Coast,
it's not just that. I don't think it's a coastal thing. I mean, you're gonna obviously get generations. See,
I just
an excuse for us to get.
Yeah, I just took it as like the East Coast, more or less.
Uh-huh.
You know, the people that were at the right positions to make things right on the East Coast fell back a little to the people on the West Coast. They started making billions with this avenue. So I knew that when the green rush hit, I knew when I sat down with Pop Brother Mark and I understood that you could become compliant and make something that you're doing be perfect for what you're doing in the avenue of, in the East Coast, people are being arrested and being taken to jail for smoking a cannabis plant. And I feel like it is being so demonized. I think that it's time for a person to step up on the East Coast and say, you know what, it's not a bad drug like you say it is. It is a medicine, and I am definitely down to say that there's, you know, companies that'll say that it's different, but I tend to believe that when you're doing something like creating medical marijuana gummy bears for epileptic children that are having seizures, that have had seizures, you know what I'm saying, all day, and you give this child a gummy bear and he stops having a seizure, I don't care what a doctor's going to tell me. I'm just going to ask him to tell me why what you said wouldn't happen did happen. Right. So, in that aspect, you know, when you don't go to college, you don't have the degree to do what you're supposed to do, because I didn't go to school. I'm an artist first, you know. I was looked at as, you're just a kid, you know, you're some punk kid making something, you know what I'm saying, that's not relevant. And a lot of my homies and a lot of my homegirls, that they're behind closed doors with it. They're afraid to come out and, you know what I'm saying, jump on the radio and have an interview and talk about their product. I know people right now with great products. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think the problem is because there's so much stereotype behind it that this
a avenue of distribution on a level that's compliant, because compliancy is where you can survive. You know, there's a level of severity if you don't. So I just feel like in doing so is the proper thing to do. So shout out to, again, the Pop Brothers at Law, because, you know, on the West Coast, and your compliancy is definitely a point of a point of trade. And when you're in this lane, and that's one thing that I think that people they're demonized as being, you know, drug dealers and this, that, and the third thing. And I know people right now on the West Coast that are eating on edibles that are, you know, can't get out of bed. They have epilepsy, they have cancer, they have pain, they have inflammation, they have cancer in the brain. You know what I mean? How you doing? I just been across the board with it, and I've literally dove into myself and tried to channel myself as not only a good person to help my people, But what I've learned on the West Coast after traveling there was that I wasn't just some punk kid, you know what I'm saying, that everybody was demonizing me for. Like, I lost relationships to this shit. Like, I lost, like, friendships to this shit because people were like, yo, you're crazy. And as crazy as I was with the music as crazy I was with the cannabis shit, I knew that, you know, my little sister, God forbid, because she going to kill me for talking about this and bringing it up, but she went through a spout with cancer. My mom went through a spout with cancer. I lost my uncle to cancer. So cancer was tearing apart my family. Like, it really was just like this war between me and cancer personally. And I had to find out a way to make it end personally with me. Because if anybody knows my story, if you watched the Demons video online, a cancerous tumor blew out the side of my uncle's body. And it was about the size of a car tire. So I witnessed something so morbid, you know, and seeing something. I went into this depression and where, like, I just saw so much nonsense from my uncle happen that cancer really sent me into a depression after seeing my mom get cancer. You know what I'm saying? She almost lost her life to cancer, and watch my daughter stand bedside and be sad, and just like everything that cancer is, you know what I'm saying? Like, it affects millions and millions of people. I felt like it was time for somebody to find something that can help some of these kids that are dying, that are having epileptic seizures. And after going to the West Coast and meeting with my homies, shout out to Ryan Kited and Hood Chef, just giving me like the manifestation to stay true to what I wanted to become, and that was a medicine man, a healer, because at that point in time, my mom had cancer. And as fucked up as it sounds, I was telling my mom back home, shout out to Gina Powers, because she's married to my mom. I told my mom, I was just like, just make my mom smoke weed. And my mom, Gina, was like, you know, you're crazy, right? Because mom's like straight edge and she don't play that shit.
Yeah.
So long story short, you know, whatever happened, you know, she lost her job for whatever the case. So mom started to going and experimenting with, you know, the cannabis plant. And fast forward, and I'm probably going to be pissed off for telling, but it's probably what saved her life. Because every morning I would make her coffee, and she's probably going to whoop my ass when she finds this out, because I never told this to anybody. But you know, in making my mom's coffee, I would make sure that she had some form of THC in her coffee to kill whatever was left inside of the cannabis plant after I returned home. Mm-hmm. And right now my mom stands strong. She has all her hair back, and she's beat the cancer. So I think it was just powerful for me to see that you know, and losing. I went on tour, and this whole thing was supposed to be about music, but I had to learn something that can literally bring my mother back from the dead. You know, every day I see her, she's just like, what you looking at? And I'm just like, you don't understand what I see. You know what I mean? Because I see a woman that lost her eyebrows, that lost her hair, reproductive organs, lymph nodes, you know, her breasts, she lost everything that a woman would call herself a woman with. And I tell you, I see my mom, and she stands so proudful to be the woman that she is. And it drops me as a man, because, like, you have to realize that what do men really look at as power in a woman? You know what I mean? When you see a woman lose absolutely, positively everything, like everything that she calls beautiful, a woman calls her eyebrows, eyelashes beautiful, like her hair, like, you know, girls go out and get the boobs, and just there's so many things that a woman possess to make them look beautiful. And I felt like in a world where my mom was left by the man that created me, and I got to watch my mom grow into the woman that she is and just be the woman that she is, you know, sitting down. And she works at an old folks home, so now she's up, she beat cancer, and now she's at this old folks home hours on end every day, and she don't see what I see. I see a powerful light in a world full of darkness, because she wasn't given shit. I seen her be dropped by my pops, and, you know what I'm saying, be lost that her mom died, and like bounce back from her brother dying right there, getting that cancer, falling from cancer, and not dropping the ball. So I guess when my mom's asking what I'm looking at is just probably one of the most powerful people and individuals that I see. And what I call beautiful, and I probably get that a lot, like, you know what I'm saying, girls always aspect like beauty as, you know, like your appearance. I think that, you know, beauty in a woman is character after tragedy. I think that formulates what beauty in a woman is, because a girl could be as beautiful as you could possibly be. If she loses if she gets burned in a building, if she loses all of that, what does she have to give you? Just what she got left. So I think that adaptation after tragedy is like so in depth to what's going on with my life that I was like, okay, I ain't have no dad. I'm worried about all these situations that I got. But then I see my mom, so now I got reasons to be strong. Took off to LA, came back, not only with the world record under my belt, but with a formulation idea of the cure for, you know what I'm saying? Not only the common cold, but I'm helping children. I'm helping my mom. I'm helping people across the world that really have questions about, you know, a patient cured is a check lost. You know, I talk about it because you're like, Live, what you doing, man? I'm a revolutionary. And my voice, I want to be heard across the world about what I say and what the cannabis plant could be formulated as, rather than us being looked at by our federal government as, you know, drug dealers and, you know, wrongdoers.
Right.
We're healers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We're healers.
Yeah, people just need to educate or do anything. You know, or pick up a book. You guys have the internet accessible.
It's
to your
education.
hands. Just
It's
go
education.
ahead and Google it or search it or whatever.
And it's
Platform you
it's
need
so
to
it's so
search
crazy
it.
because
Just look it up.
in that avenue that you say the information is there for us to know. 9 times out of 10, the people that are creating that, you know, saying that stigma that you're wrong for doing this, their parents are dealing with some of these things right now. Pain, inflammation, and they're going to be given pills that are going to kill their pancreas and liver and other things of that nature and not know why. And it's right in our face. You know what I'm saying? Like, why do they want us to know that this plant heals the world? I'm just saying, you know, like, everybody got a chance to sit down and dwindle on why. I've been judged so much. I've been looked at. I've been relationships have been broken because, you know what I'm saying, people look at you different when you smoke. So I just represent for all the people that are not just abusing the plant and smoking to get high. Like actually using the plant for what it's supposed to be used for: depression, anxiety, appetite. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, there's so many people that I know, and they're not even these young kids. They're grown, 40, 50, 60, 70 years old, that need this anti-inflammatory in their system. They don't know how to get it. You know, so
it hits everybody. It hits all this. It hits everyone. You know,
most definitely.
The children. There are a lot of children that are suffering, and if you could just again educate yourself, do the research.
There's a saying that I like to use when it comes to the cannabis plant, and that is, it's not smart to be stupid. So you know, I just feel like what I'm doing with my Graveyard Boy edibles, the flower campaign. Shout out to people that are really compliant out there on the West Coast, that are really pushing this compliancy. There's a lot of people that are on the back burn that don't have the money to become compliant, that really are hating on it. But I just really want to be the face to my homies that are really still knee deep in these streets, that are doing this dirt, from what they calling it, that you guys aren't just drug dealers. You guys are really healing a broken society.
And if you market your business that way, as that, trust me, it'll be a lot more successful.
Exactly.
You know, and then you're giving yourself a better stigma than the rest of the world. What society believes they're gonna label you as.
It's big business. This is why I say it's eligible for compliancy, because I want to be the first person when it comes time for that wave to hit. I want to be on the shelves with my homies, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Shout out my homies, the Hemp Florida. They're a movement that started in the Hill. 2 homies that are genuine was just like, hey, listen, man, we see what you're doing. We'll give you a shot. Investing inserting in everything, like the hookah hookah stuff that we're making CBD shisha, which is called CBD, which is like the hookah and the CBD connected, so that you could take hookah and you can smoke this. So there's different ways that we're giving our audience, a broad wave to ingest, inhale, and self-medicate.
Right.
And this is what I want to make. I want to make obvious. This is medicine. So when you're out there abusing it, and you're just doing that to abuse it, there's a different ball game in that spectrum. I'm talking about.
You get your medical marijuana, medical marijuana license or your card out here in Florida. You can go ahead over at really or DM me your phone. So here's to the Space Age Cookie.
Space Cookie. You over there? You good over there? Yo, can we get Serge's face? You alright, Serge?
Alright, guys. Hey, how you feeling?
How you feeling, bruh?
That is a lot of.
Oh my God.